Good evening, everybody from all over the country. I appreciate you taking the time tonight. It's June 1st. We've passed our maiden year and a month, and I have to tell you, you guys had a magnificent month last month. The amount of product that you guys are getting out to people is incredibly impressive for us. I mean, it's just amazing to us. We brought in over 525 new distributors. I mean, that's a lot. Okay, that was really interesting. So, we're going to talk about that in a minute. First, I want to talk a little bit about what we talked about it earlier. Sort of an amazing thing happened this week, as far as I'm concerned. I call it a miracle. A good friend, Chris Bruce, started the week out about as bad as anybody could ever start a week. Okay, I mean, you get a heart attack, find out that you have to have quadruple surgery. In the room, the operating room, I think for about 8 hours. And he comes out with the best attitude you've ever seen in your life. And then just to kill it, he reaches a diamond level at the same time. But maybe, talk about getting a heart attack to move up. I mean, he just did whatever it took to get there. So all of you, congratulate when you see or talk to him. I mean, I just impressed with people who have the resiliency of somebody like Chris Bruce. I talked to him the day after we were texting, and thanks, Priscilla. And I noticed I messaged him because I really didn't want to call him in the hospital, and I said, I congratulated him. I said, we're looking forward to getting you in the fold. He says, oh, I'm in the fold now. My thumbs work. So he never gave up every minute. So again, congratulate him. There's been many others. I'm not going to go into it because we'll send out the deal, but tremendous amount of people ranking up, getting new bonuses, getting new paychecks. I mean, it's really exciting. And that and as of itself is exciting because you're going to get your paychecks tomorrow along with everything else that you've had if you set up your Elevate account. Now, I keep getting emails about that. I want to talk about it for a second that I didn't get an email. So we sent an email out to every single person in the company. I'll give you the statistics. 75% of them opened the email. 30% of them clicked on the button. And that was sending the email out every day. Okay. If you did not get the email, get hold of Heath and we'll try to get it again. It just went out again this afternoon. If you check your spam. About 5 people that I talked to went into their spam and found it. Because it doesn't say Avini on it, so some people it did, it was something they didn't know, and if you have a very high filter, it's going to go into spam. So that's it for that stuff. It'll be exciting tomorrow morning. So let's talk about something. You saw the email this afternoon or this morning saying that we're going to continue that what I thought was an incredible promotion for the activation packs. Now, if you look at it, you may think to yourself, well, some of it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, the numbers that we picked, okay? All right, $25 and $70. I mean, where did he come up with those numbers, right? Well, here's how we came up with those numbers. So working with some of the distributors, we're actually working on a new, better app for you. Okay, so that's one of the things. It'll be over the next 2 months, you're going to see an app that's 1,000% ahead of what this app is for you. I mean, it's going to be incredible. But we have about 2 months worth of software and programming to do on it. But one of the things that, we talked about, and that the people who do the app who are experienced in the industry said, one of the first things that people have to do when they get involved in a business, okay, like ours, we've set it up so you can make money right away, but having the ability by working a little hard to get back all your money in 1 month or immediately, or how fast you want to do it, is an important thing. And truthfully, other than getting up to silver executive or silver director, I forgot which number, if you come in at $299, you can get there. If you're $499, you're not going to get there. If you're $799, you're not. You're barely going to get to those. But now you're going to have to do a lot of work. It's not just you; it's a lot of people having to do a lot of work. So think about this now. $299, you get $100.
You bring in 3 people, which is what you really need to do to be successful in the business, and you just got $300. At $170, you bring in 3 people, you came in at $499 and bring in people at $499, you got $510. And if you come in at $799 and bring in people like that, because people tend to do what you do, all right, that's $810. So what you're doing is you're getting back your money by finding 3 people. All right. It gets people started faster. You can get your money back way before you'll ever get your credit card. Way before. Now, do you have to do some work? Yeah. Now, part of it is going to be that we have to, we're going to continue to get better at giving you the information that you need in order to get people started correctly. We're working on a pack that will go into, and we're hiring an outside consultant to help us do it. I mean, we want to do this thing right. We're working on a pack to actually send with the activation kit. That will give you all kinds of different information. All right. Everything from where to go get your business card, how to get your money back quickly, what should you do first, how to put a list together. I mean, the basic things that we know we have to do. But, one of the things I find amazing about our business is that we're getting so many people who for the last umpteen years have said, no, I will never do network marketing. They're saying, well, this one sounds pretty good. I'm going to do it. So we got to give them the chance to be successful. Okay. We have to do that. They're not going to be, yeah, there's always a wonderkind who'll get it by themselves, but there's nobody out there that can't be successful if we work with them correctly. Okay. And we give them the information that they need. And we keep it basic and we keep it moving. How basic is it? Get involved with us. We have a trinary program, means you need 3 legs. And guess what? If you bring in 3 people the way you came in, you get all your money back, and then we're off and running to the races. That's what they need to know. Now, then you need to tell them how to go find those 3 people. You need to be there for the 3 ways. You need to be there when they have questions. You need to let them know when all the different calls are and where to go on avinitraininghealth.com and do all that stuff, so that you are able to get them successful. I mean, unfortunately, or fortunately, we have a guy named Heath who deals with a lot of this, but it's really, truly amazing to me and some of the other leaders, the number of people who send texts and emails to us not knowing how to take their products. Customers, distributors, because their upline didn't take the time to tell them. You bring somebody in, that's your responsibility. That's what network marketing is about, helping other people be successful. You can't be successful. So, yes, Rick says, yes, I am. No, successful or here? Okay, I guess here. Anyway, I want everybody to think about that. So we're going to run this for another 30 days. You show me that you use this thing properly, that you grow even more rapidly than we did this month. And I'll continue to take a look every month at moving the promotion for another month. When I see it becomes blah, it will go away. Okay. So right now it's for the next 30 days. Let's see what you could do. Let's grow this baby. All right. I'm already, believe it or not, I'm already working on next spring's, it's not March, we're doing a little different, but next spring's meeting, next fall's meeting, and the following spring's meeting, because we're going to be so big, getting spots are not easy anymore. We have to commit a year and a half out. When I started talking to somebody about the 2025, I told them, probably 2,500 people. I think I'm light. Okay, because we're going to blow out of the 600 people this fall. If you haven't gotten your tickets, get your tickets. With like 25 to 30% sold out already, and it's 5 months away. People are smart enough to go grab their tickets. Okay, so I just want you to use that as well as you can. The other thing is we're in the process of completing our deal and trying to get into this new
facility, which is going to be great. But if you've ever dealt in real estate, my hair is actually falling out with what they ask for. But we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm heading out there next week, and Rick and I are going to start putting it together, and it's going to be an exciting deal. And one of these days, we'll have a contest for people to come out and visit us and take a tour and meet the people and get some training. So that's a few months down the line. Once we get up and running, we've got all this brand new equipment that Rick has found that's going to dramatically increase our capacity. I mean, in some cases, 10, 15, 20 times per day that of what we can make now. So don't worry about getting orders. We'll fill them. Okay, we'll get them done. So one of the things, I don't know, is Doug, are you on yet?
Yeah, I've been here from the beginning.
Oh, okay. I didn't see you. I apologize. Hi, Doug.
That's all right.
So I'm going to bring Doug on for a few minutes here. But this is really just a first of the month deal. Yes, we're talking about a couple of new things, but we want you to know how much we appreciate you, and that's one of the reasons why we're making this call tonight. We want you to be psyched up and ready to go. We want you to hit the ground running. It's 30 days. You lose a day, guys. You can't wait. Okay, you got to move along here. So with that, Doug is going to go over some tools and stuff that that we think that would help you guys in making your business work. So Doug, it's all you.
All right. Hey, welcome everyone. Glad you're here. We love what happened this last month. The excitement level, lots of new people recognizing the value of these products. You hear these testimonies about what people are experiencing, how their bodies are able to heal themselves when they use these products. And so this bonus that we've increased is a huge benefit from the standpoint you can now duplicate what you do. And that's the whole point of network marketing. You have the ability to share your personal testimony. You have the ability to share to people that you have influence with. And now you have the way that you can duplicate what you do. And the percentage of people that make their money back in network marketing is less than 8% across the industry. So the idea that you can, through just sharing it with 3 people, you can get all of your money back is a great thing. And we'll be introducing some new things, like Neil said, with the app, some ways to help coach people into duplication. But from the standpoint, when you first get started, even though we don't have a forced auto ship, you don't have to buy anything. You can sign up and be just a wholesale buyer, and you can never do anything again if you choose. There's real benefit to the incentive of getting somebody on auto ship. 20% credits is a great thing. So help talk with people when you sign them up, walk them through options of how they can do it. They may not do it that month, but maybe 2 or 3 months down the road. But it's really impressive when we see the auto ship numbers in the first 7, 8, 9, 10 days are absolutely incredible. We're talking 30% of the group are on auto ship. Those are amazing numbers. And this comes back again to the value of what the products that we have are for people. We're changing lives, we're saving lives. And if you're on Robin's call on Tuesday, you get to hear these testimonies. It's just absolutely incredible. And I put out, how many people, just by way of hand, got their newsletter? Did you guys get the newsletter from this last month? In the newsletter, awesome. In the newsletter, we do it in a PDF because we want you to be able to print it out or grab any one of those PDF pages and be able to hand it to somebody. You can print it out front and back. I did I took Rick's information from the handout, the white paper on the mushrooms, and put together a 2.5-page wonderful handout that sort of explains everything. Utilize that as a tool, because when I took some, and I tested this out myself, I took it and I handed it to a couple people, and they looked at it and they were so impressed. Oh my gosh, this can really help me, help my body stop being overreactive, can help with all kinds of immune function benefits. And here's just a 2-page, easy to understand pamphlet that you can hand to somebody. Makes it into a wonderful tool. Somebody who's interested in the business, you hand them the last 3 pages, you can see everybody that ranked up. So they can see, wow, look how many people have moved up from 1 month to the next. And so there's great tools with that. Of course, we have Avini Health training, where you can go and print off documents that we put out. I'll be coming out with a silver document soon that has some information helpful to people to understand the difference between the nano silver, the spherical nano silver that we have, and other silvers that are out there. And so as we send these out through our newsletter, as we make them available in the back office or on the app, we'll send that information out via an email, like the lemonade. Did everybody get the email with the lemonade information that breaks down the value of that? So these are great printable handouts that you can give to somebody, or you can just click on it and email it to somebody. Hey, did you check out this lemonade? And I think as we continue, more and more people will see the value of what we have. We're not just another network marketing company. We are really, really different. And as people start to recognize that, they get more and more excited about the potential, the opportunity to make a difference in other people's lives, even from the standpoint of just being a wholesale buyer. They just want to share it with somebody here and there. That's perfectly okay. So we put all of our eggs in your basket. We really, really want to do everything we can do to serve you guys, to create something that you can share with the influence that you have. And when Neil says we're grateful, we are absolutely grateful for all the work that you guys do. So this growth that we've had in 12 months is totally due to your guys' commitment to sharing the products, talking to new people, getting the word out, and striving for excellence. So thank you again. We sure appreciate that.
Thanks, Doug.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. And remember, there's other tools. You can look at we have the catalogs in the back office. We have it in English and Spanish. You've got business cards. Business cards are important, guys. You know, you're out talking to people, give them a business card. You never know, you know, when they're going to contact you. I've heard some crazy stories over the years with people leaving business cards and getting home and finding that somebody who's a $100,000 earner has decided they want to talk to you. You can never tell. Don't miss a beat. So as we move forward here, the next one I'd like to introduce to us. Nobody knows him. There's a guy named Rick Deitch. Rick, you there?
I'm right here, Neil.
So Rick is working hard on getting all this product done. Somebody asked about the lemonade. We haven't put the 3-pack lemonade up because we're still catching up with all the single orders. As soon as we do that, I'll get the 3-pack lemonade going. So you know, I asked Rick again, and you know, going back to what I said, I asked Rick to talk a little bit about something, because when somebody gets a cell defender, unless they're in the middle of a terrible condition, and we know we handle those things separately, how we use that cell defender has been studied by Rick for the last 17 years. So I've asked him to talk a little bit about how and why we want to have people take the cell defender correctly. Very important that we teach people correctly. So Rick, so you.
Yeah, thanks, Neil. First, I second everything Doug just said. Thank you. You guys are wonderful. I love all of you. Second, when Neil says I'm working on everything, I'm working harder now than I have in over 20 years. So It's a lot of work, but as Neil said, we're moving into a bigger facility. We're getting better equipment, bigger equipment. We're going to be able to make bigger batches of things. It's going to get better and better and better as we grow. But what Neil was talking about is that I've been working with zeolites since the mid 90s, so now it's well over 20 years. And I understand how things get absorbed, how they get used in the body, what cationic exchange capacity is of our zeolite, of our micronized activated zeolite. And we have a recommendation for use. And the recommendation across the board is 10 drops 4 times a day for the first month. That's what we call the detox dose. 10 drops 4 times a day. If you want to talk about timing, I say breakfast, lunch, dinner, bedtime. And that's the way I want pretty much everybody to start. I have talked about maximizing the dose. And what we found is that the product, like most minerals that aren't chelate minerals, this is passively absorbed. So for those who don't understand that, when things move from the digestive tract into the bloodstream, they can only be transported either passively or actively. Passive transport is simply it migrates across the intestines into the bloodstream. Active absorption is when you actually expend energy to pull something from the digestive tract into the bloodstream. Active absorption can work against a concentration gradient. So in other words, if you have a lot of stuff in your bloodstream, you can still get things actively absorbed. That's why some minerals are called mineral chelates. It's a mineral attached to an amino acid that forces active absorption. The zeolite is passively absorbed, which means it can never go against a concentration gradient. So once so much is absorbed in the bloodstream, no more will be absorbed. It can only go to lower concentrations. So what we found is any more than about 15 drops at a time, you have less absorption. So as a function of percent, you get less absorbed. Now, it doesn't mean it's wasted because it is in the digestive tract. You do have toxins in the digestive tract and it aids in digestion. But if you really want to get the most bang for your buck with the cell defender, you don't want to take more than 15 drops at a time. But what we've seen in all of our clinical work and all the work we've done and all of the historic work that's been done in clinoptilolite research, that 10 drops 4 times a day is a great detox dose for the first month for the great majority of people. All right, then after that, we recommend lowering the dose to 10 drops twice a day. That's what we call the maintenance dose. And every 6 to 12 months, we want you to repeat the detox dose. And this is important because we saw this in the study we did in West Virginia coal miners. We saw that right away, a bunch of mercury and lead was coming off. And then over the first month into 2 months, we saw everything else come off, arsenic and tin and bismuth, aluminum, antimony. But right at about 3-4 weeks, we started seeing mercury and arsenic again. And what that was telling us was the zeolite has a very clear reactivity series or affinity series. It likes certain things more than other things, and it's going to pull those out first. But once those are cleared and it goes to less reactive, the less affinity atoms, at some point, your body is going to start leaching out those higher affinity molecules, and then they're going to get pulled out. So when we first started the study, mercury and lead came right out. That was all clear. Then we saw some other things come out, but 3 weeks later, we started seeing mercury again because that was leaching out of their system. And it was getting into circulation so it can be pulled out. That's why we say every 6 to 12 months, do another detox dose for a month and do another restart, clear you out really good and keep going. But here's the issue. There are people that are highly toxic. There are people that work in a toxic environment. There are people that are poor excretors, which means they tend to hold on to toxins very well. When they use the zeolite, they can have issues, just like they would with any detox product. And sometimes we call that a detox crisis or a dumping crisis or a dumping syndrome. What's happening is the body is so happy to get rid of these toxins, tissue just starts releasing it, and it releases it quickly. And we talk about the percentage of people that are like this. It's really about 1 in 1,000, 1/10 of 1%. But you guys, you attract them. Okay, you know all of them. And so in the general population, it's 1 in 1,000. But among the distributors, you're going to see that there's a bunch of them that keep showing up. Okay, so here's what happens though. When they start taking, especially a high dose, they can start dumping these toxins quickly into circulation. When that happens, you can have these sort of crises. You can have flu-like symptoms, chronic fatigue. You can break out in a rash in your skin. When that happens, I usually recommend that they lower the dose dramatically sometimes. In fact, I've talked to people who could put 1 or 2 drops in a bottle of water and then drink it all day. Just you want to dramatically lower the dose, let them build up the dose over time. Now, the worst thing they can do is to stop taking the product. So I've seen people who did it. They said, I've been off your product 2 weeks and I still feel terrible. Of course you do. You just shook up all your tissue. You've got all these heavy metals that were in your body, all in circulation, and you stopped taking the one thing that was pulling them out. Okay. So the worst thing you can do is stop taking the product, but you want to lower the dose, drink plenty of water, and then work yourself back up. That's the best way to do it. So one of the concerns I've had is that some people immediately start on the highest dose possible. They say, take 10, 15 drops every hour on the hour, every waking hour. And if you don't know that person is going to be that sensitive, you can have issues. And so I'm just saying, for everybody out there, start them on the detox dose, 10 drops 4 times a day. If there's an issue, you can start pulling it back and then modulate the dose. I'm going to say this too. In no way, shape, or form is this dangerous. It's not dangerous. In fact, as nasty as a detox crisis can be, it's really just uncomfortable. It's your body trying to get rid of these toxins. And if they can't get rid of it, your body will over time resequester those toxins to where they were before. But the best thing you want to do is get them out. These things don't belong in your body and you want to get them out. Okay. So Neil, I think that answers the basic question. I want to talk about one other thing though.
Sure.
I'm a biochemist. I've done drug discovery. I've designed dietary supplements, medical devices, pharmaceutical drugs. What I've never been in my whole life is basically a chef. And so when we used to make products at Rexall, I loved tablets and capsules because they didn't have to taste like anything. When you have to worry about things called organoleptics, that's color, taste, smell, and mouthfeel. It's all the things you taste and feel and stuff in products that becomes much, much more difficult to formulate. And so we've hired people. We're working with a lot of people that help us with the organoleptics. But I got to tell you, we're getting better and better and better. Okay. So when people started first using the energy, for example, I just talked about this on the inner circle. I said the first energy, my only goal was to make it less offensive. I'll put that in air quotes, less offensive, okay? Because a lot of these energy components are very bitter. So I was just trying to take out the bitterness. But I think we got a product that's tasting better and better and better over time. So we tweak it, and every batch it gets better. So it's kind of funny. I said that, and someone in Inner Circle said, really, I thought I was just getting used to it. It's actually tasting better, but it is tasting better. And same thing with the Trim Science. So Trim Science, all the active components have never changed. They have all stayed the same. But we've been tweaking the flavor, the balance, the mouthfeel, how thick it feels, the smell, the taste, how it mixes. And this was really important for the lemonade. Because the lemonade, one of the benefits we have with the tea and the coffee and the cocoa is hot water helps dissolve it. So in the lemonade, I had to do it in cold water. So it's a much bigger challenge. But I got to tell you, I think we did a really good job. And we've now made our 4th batch of lemonade. So if people got it right away, that was okay, but it's getting better and better. I tried the lemonade today. It was absolutely delicious. It was a great pink lemonade. I got the texture just right between 4 and 6 ounces. So I'm warning you, if you do put in a lot of water, it's going to be thinner. It's going to taste thinner. And that just makes sense. So right around 4 to 6 ounces, you're getting a really nice, perfect kind of mouthfeel pink lemonade. Okay. And if you're going to put more water in, you put a bigger dose in because that's just the way it's going to taste. And I said this, if anyone heard me on my Fresno meeting, for some reason, people ask me what flavor we use when we talk about orange and lemons. We use oranges and lemons. Okay. So the orange flavor and the fiber is spray dried oranges. The orange flavor, the original orange flavor in the lemonade has been spray dried lemons. I just switched to spray dried lemon juice, because it gives a little bit more of a lemon taste. So that's the newest stuff is spray dried lemon juice, which is going to be more lemony. But I'm very proud of what we've done with the flavor profiles over time. And all I can tell you is we're an evolutionary company. Everything we do is just going to get better over time.
Great. Hey, Rick, when do you think you're going to start shipping the plastic bottles of Cell Defender?
We're actually doing that fill tomorrow.
Okay.
So they'll probably ship out in the next 3 or 4 days. We'll start with plastic bottles.
Okay, well, we're gonna be sending out the plastic bottles. There has been a lot of people who have asked us, they want glass bottles. We will make glass bottles available. But I can tell you it's gonna be more expensive because we can't make it we're not gonna be making it in the quantities and buying all everything the bottles and all that in those kind of quantities. So it's going to be more expensive, but if you're really concerned about it, you can do it. I do know that for the first 15 years that Rick sold his product, it was sold in a plastic bottle. So it's totally 110% safe. And it's a lot more convenient. For the other thing, I think I talked about this in Fresno. We're working on it right now. Once we go to plastic bottles, we're going to be able to put together a different shipping situation for it. Because we'll be able to take one or two of them and put them into an envelope, padded envelope, because they won't break like a glass would, and ship it first class instead of priority mail, which gets there almost as fast. It's pretty sad. But if you go over 1 pound, you have to go priority, believe it or not. I don't know if any of you realize that. But it will probably bring the cost of shipping a plastic, one or two of them to half the price of what you're shipping it at right now. So for customers, this is going to be a big boon. We're not going to wait for the reprogramming. It's major reprogramming. I don't know why, but they never set it up correctly. So it's going to be if you want to buy a single bottle or a double bottle for somebody, it was probably going to be an extra SKU, an extra item on your list that will say shipped by U.S. mail, and it will include the shipping in it. Because we can't make it so that it works and changes the shipping correctly. We're working on a lot of that. I think over the next 6 months, you'll see a lot of changes in terms of the cost of shipping. As we're shipping more, there's things we can do to get the prices down, and there's things that we can pay for in terms of software to actually pay what it actually costs to ship. Because we're all over the place. Some of the things we ship you, we lose money on, and some of the things we ship you, we make money because we have to average it out. There's no way for us to have extra products. And I apologize, but it's an extremely difficult program that not a lot of people have figured out how to write, but we've got them writing it. It's just going to take a while. So, and with that, I think we're going to call this to a close. So if you want to stop the
Hey,
recording.
Neil, can I interrupt real quick?
Oh, don't stop it. Go ahead.
One thing I want to ask Rick. So we've been going for a year now. I would like to hear your view of how you feel, what your goals have been your whole life, where are we at from your perspective of wanting to make the world changes that we're doing. How do you feel about where you are right now?
I'm having just a little bit of trouble seeing the forest for the trees because I'm in the middle of it. My life has been pretty much a tornado since last May, and Neil knows it. And Neil, I feel bad for Neil only because I'm so busy. I'm running all over the place, and he calls me 10 times a day. See, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? How's it going?
I'm gonna get videos put in a new place, so I won't have to. I'll just look.
Yeah, we're gonna have security cameras in the new place. You can just watch me.
I'll just watch. Hey,
but I gotta say, Neil said it best at conference. When you hear these stories, and from the very beginning, we heard miracles with the zeolite, and we're hearing miracles now with the silver. I've always been a fan of fiber, and I hear like Darren's story talking about like his HbA1c plummeting, and so I hear all these great stories, but just miracles with the zeolite and the silver. And Neil said it best. He talks about emotional currency. So it's great to make money. It's great to provide opportunities for people, but the way we're changing lives, the way we're affecting people and generations of people, and I've seen it already with the work I did with the Cobra Venom pain relievers. We've gotten literally hundreds of veterans off of opiates in the last few years. So we know that we're changing lives, and we're going to make people live longer and happier and healthier. And that's worth everything, Doug. That's we hear that autistic kid say, "I love you" to his mom, and we're like, oh my, my wife is sobbing behind me as we're talking, you know? So it's this emotional currency that makes everything, every bit of effort well worth it. And that's it. So we're doubling down right now, working as hard as we can work now to provide this great base for future growth. And my hope is that I'm taking off for a week. Neil, I'm taking off for a week in August. And I'm turning off my phone, I'm turning off my computer. And but between now and then, I'll completely catch up and make you all happy. But then I'm disappearing for a
You
week.
gotta hope we're not moving in the new place in August.
No, I just got to get my
Anyway, that's great. Thank you. And again, you've heard us all talk about the the emotions that we feel. I mean, you get 3 grown men watching some of these videos crying. So don't believe it. It's absolutely true. So with that, I'm going to turn it off. We'll answer a few more questions afterwards. Okay, Howard?